Hey, look what my awesome friend Jess drew for me on MSN yesterday. It only took her like 2 minutes, but I think it's pretty good for 2 minutes drawing on crappy MSN. So, yeah, thanks a lot. Definitely made my day. Hopefully it'll make somebody else's too. Magikarp, Mismagius, and Politoed. Awesome Pokemon. Alright, so here's a battle with Jimmy. And you guys all know him. I'll leave the link in the description anyway, but if you haven't subscribed to him already, you probably should. Alright, so he leads with an Uxie, I lead with a Moltres. Wait. I do the Uxie, he leads with the Moltres, and he's going to overheat right off the bat, does a whole bunch of damage. I'm going to set up Stealth Rocks. So that's rather whatever. And I really don't feel like taking another overheat, so I switch, but he also switches 2 into Claydol. So I end up switching into Politoed as he switches into Claydol. And yeah, he gets the recovery. I'm going to switch out into Mismagius, because I'm thinking he might try to Rapid Spin, but instead he just sets up his own layer of Stealth Rocks right now. And he goes for the light screen, and that was kind of annoying because I didn't really expect him to have it, but he does have it. So I figure I have a sub up, I'm going to get some free damage on something, even if it's not a whole lot, because of the light screen. So I go for the Calm Mind. He goes into Jirachi, and I hate Jirachis. They're like the most annoying OU Pokemon to fight. But it happens. So I go for the Shadow Ball, and it does like nothing. And he goes for the Zen Headbutt to break my sub. So now I'm going to switch out because I know Mismagius really can't take physical moves too well. And I do have a Metagross who X4 resists Psychic, and he ends up going for the Zen Headbutt again, which is pretty nice. And I'm pretty sure I can scare the Jirachi away with Earthquake. So he's going to switch as I go for the Agility. He actually goes for the U-turn, and he ends up going out into, yes, this Claydol thing again. So I go for the Agility, and now I'm really fast. Not that I would need to be really fast to outspeed this thing, but I guess. And I'm just going to go for the Meteor Mash, since it's my strongest move, and I kind of want to take this thing down. I was kind of fearing that it might actually have, like, Reflect, like a dual screen thing. But it actually just goes for a Rapid Spin, and that's kind of annoying because there goes my Stealth Rocks. I mean, he can go into Moltres again. But I'm just going to go for the Meteor Mash, and yeah, that almost killed him, but not quite. And Jimmy actually has special attack invested on his Claydol, so his Earth Power actually does quite a lot, and that really hurts Metagross. So, yeah, he's going to switch now, and he goes back into Moltres now that he got rid of the Stealth Rocks. He's not going to take income damage. And I end up getting a crit on the Meteor Mash, which is kind of nice, but yeah, still. I get the attack raise and the crit on the same turn, but I'm thinking if he's going into it, it's probably Scarfed, so I decide to go out into Politoed, and he goes for a Hidden Power, so I guess he might have predicted my switch, or thought that the Hidden Power could kill me. I don't know what Hidden Power it was. It was neutral against Politoed. I don't know. So he goes into Shaman, and I just go for Hypnosis, figuring he'll probably switch. And he does into Shaman. And I have the Ice Beam, so I decide just to go for it, and I know I have a free turn of him being asleep. And he takes the Ice Beam pretty well, so I know this is some kind of wall Shaman. So I have to switch, and I decide to switch, and he also decides to switch. I just didn't want to risk getting Seed Flared. So he goes into Jirachi, I go into Metagross, and that's not a bad switch for me, really, because I know that I'm pretty sure this Jirachi can't do a whole lot to me. But he's going to U-turn, and I was going to go for the Thunder Punch, predicting the switch into Moltres, but I just didn't. I thought that's what he would predict and do something else. So it kind of blows because now this thing's going to be able to kill me. And I kind of hoped that he would overpredict again, and he just didn't, so he went for the Overheat, and that takes down Metagross. So that's kind of beat for me. So I go into Uxie, thinking that after the special attack drop, I should be able to take an Overheat and set up the Stealth Rocks again, but he actually misses, which isn't good for him. And now he overheats and gets a crit, so there you go. And right now, he's just outplaying me a lot. So he gets the second special attack drop, and I'm going to go into Gyarados, because after 2 special attack drops, I know he can't do anything to me with, what's it called? Overheat. And he goes back into this thing, Jirachi, as I go for the Waterfall, and it doesn't do a whole lot to Jirachi without any attack boosts. So that forces me to switch. I don't want to get T-Waved, because that's what I think he might have, is like T-Wave, or maybe even a Thunder, I don't know. So I go into Jolteon, and he actually carries the Toxic, which is, wow. That kind of blows for Jolteon, needless to say. And I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt. It's my strongest move. And he sends out a Dugtrio, so me equals officially owned. Because there's nothing I can do. Can't switch, this is my Specs Jolteon, and I'm just going to get killed. He gets a crit on the Sucker Punch, not that it would have mattered, because I was locked in a Thunderbolt, so whatever. I go into Gyarados, I see the Life Orb, but I just kind of want to scare him away. And he actually isn't scared away, which is kind of surprising. He goes for the Stone Edge, but he misses. And at this point, I just have to pull Yugi. I said, I'm going to believe in the heart of the Pokemans. And basically that means get really, really lucky, because he's been outplaying me this whole game. And I know a lot of his Pokemon, and he can just decimate me at this point. So he goes into Shaman, and I go for the Stone Edge, and he misses the Seed Flare. And that is so bad, and I'm like, oh, Jimmy, oh. And now I'm thinking, okay, I should probably be able to finish him off with Waterfall at this point. Except I don't. But I get the flinch, and I'm like, oh, Jimmy, oh, I believe in the heart of the Pokemons. And Jimmy's just like, no, or something right now. Actually, he's actually finding this kind of funny, because he always gets haxed, apparently. So, there you go. So, anyway, Gyarados is just going to continue to get completely lucky. So he goes into this Jirachi thing, and I know he's going to Toxic, so I decide to taunt him. And he does, so that was a pretty safe play for me. But now I'm just going to go for the Waterfall, and I get a flinch! So I pulled a Yugi again, and got a flinch. So, that's pretty beat. That's, like, so bad. So, I'm going to be able to finish him off with the second Waterfall, and there's nothing he can really do about it, except die. So, dead Jirachi, and now he's going to go into Azumarill. And, yeah, not much to say about this Azumarill. It's probably choice banded. I go for the Stone Edge and miss, so I guess there's a little bit of luck being returned for him. He goes for the Waterfall, and it's going to be a 3-hit KO after leftovers. So I go for the Stone Edge again, and I actually do hit this time, and that does about 50%, or a little more, maybe. And he goes for the second Waterfall, and it's not quite a KO. And he actually makes a really good play here. Really, I knew he was going to do it, but there's nothing a lot I can do about it. He goes into Moltres, and pretty much he's going to now revenge kill me with that thing again with Aqua... no, what's it called? Aqua Jet? Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, he's going to use the priority move Aqua Jet, and that was actually a really good play. He sacrificed Moltres there, but he was able to take down the Gyarados, finally. Alright, so I go into Politoed, because I'm pretty sure I can take at least one of these Aqua Jets, and he goes into this thing. I went for the Toxic, just to try to stall it out, but I end up Toxicing this thing, and I'm just going to Surf it. And after that, he's not going to be able to beat me with, what's it called, Azumarill, because he really can't pick a move that'll be good against Politoed and Mismagius. So he just loses here. I think he goes for the Waterfall, but it doesn't really matter because I'm going to kill him first. So rate, comment, subscribe, guys. Sorry about the hacks, Jimmy. We'll have to do another one real soon where I don't get so lucky. So, yeah, good game. Hey guys, today's question of the day is, which is your favorite of the Eevee evolutions? For any reason, I don't care. My favorite has to be Jolteon, and he just looks cool, and he's really powerful. He's really offensive. Not a whole lot of defense. I mean, Vaporeon is probably the better competitive poke, but I just love Jolteon. It's like pure power. Like, I run Specs Jolteon. It's so fun. So anyway, leave a comment about that, and rate, comment, subscribe. See you next time.